Good morning, friends. I have been talking a lot about stress eating in the last few weeks because it is that time of year. So I am old. I cannot see what is happening way over there on my computer. So if you have comments or questions or just want to say hi, hello, put them in the box and I will come back and check them after this because I am all the way across the room. So let's jump right in. And I thought that today I would show you two of my favorite hacks for when you are feeling the need to stress eat, or if you notice that you're about to do a little bit of stress eating. So I have a bolster here. You don't need a bolster. I just love this. It is my favorite of all the yoga tools, the yoga props, but you could use a pillow or nothing at all. And I'm just going to show you using a bolster two ways that I like to just kind of put a pause in stress eating so that, I can get out of my head and, get out of the kitchen, get out of the fridge. All right. So the first pose is child's pose over a bolster. When you are really, really stressed out, child's pose is a really great pose to bring you kind of back into your body and back into your mind so that you can stop focusing on everything and laser yourself into what's going on with you right now. So that's super helpful when you get in this kind of stream of stress eating. So how it works is you take your bolster and you sit by your bolster. And I like to pull my bolster in between my legs. And then you just literally drape down over the bolster and melt into it. So my voice is going to be muffled once I get down here. But you just stack your hands, put your head on top of your hands, and just feel your breath into the pillow or into the bolster or even onto the floor if you're doing this on the floor. And just breathe into the floor, the bolster, whatever you've got there. So start to count the beats of your breath. Counting 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 2, 3, 4. And as you count the beats of your breath, just notice what's going on in your body. Are you holding any tension? Are you kind of constricted? Are you maybe a little tense? And then that's it. That's all you need to do to put a pause in whatever has you stressed out or worried or going on, and kind of give you a chance to decide if you really want to go back to the fridge or if you really want to go in search of something that you probably don't need to eat right now. Now, the other shape that I really enjoy is kind of the opposite of that. So we're going to put the bolster behind you, sit in front of it. And it doesn't matter how your legs are. It doesn't matter how you're sitting. You can stretch your legs out long. I like to sit crisscross applesauce for this one. And then you're going to put just about a fist distance between you and the bolster. So you can kind of stick your hand back there and see. And then drape yourself over the top. This is my favorite pose, you guys. Drape yourself over the top and just let your head come down. Now, if you're using a smaller pillow, you can stack two pillows so that your head doesn't fall off the edge. Or if you're taller than me, you could put a block there to catch your head. And then I like to just let my hands rest on my belly so that I can feel the rise and fall of my breath. And just like in that child's pose, just let yourself be really heavy here. Relax through your face, relax through your shoulders. And just feel your breath. So now a practice I like to do here is to think about the things that are popping in your mind, the things that are keeping you from being still. And picture yourself putting them in a little box. And then putting a lid on that box and putting that box up on a shelf. So whatever it is that's got you worried, it goes in the box. Put the lid on, put it up on the shelf. And all the things that get you worried or get you thinking about how your donut is going to make you feel better, put those things in boxes, put them up on your shelf. And once they're on the shelf, you don't need to worry about them anymore. You don't need to focus your attention. You don't need to give it any of your time. You can just hang out with all of your concerns and worries in boxes on the shelf. If you really need one, you can go back and get it and pull it out. But if you don't need it, just put it on the shelf. And then staying there for as long as it works for you. Maybe you stay there for 30 seconds, maybe you stay there for 2 minutes in either of these poses. And then just work your way into a better state of mind where you're focused on where you are. Because after all, most of the stress eating that we do is when we are not paying attention or when we are doing something else or getting inside our head too much. So if you can get yourself out of your head, if you can just give yourself a pause in that binge or a pause in whatever is driving you to the kitchen to find comfort, then a lot of times you can make the choice whether you really want to go ahead and eat that or not. So I hope this has been super duper helpful for you to put your stress eating in perspective, that you do have more control than you think. And you can just put a little bit of yoga in your day and help you to work your way out of those habits. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you have comments or concerns or you want to know more about all of this, just put your comments down below and I will come back and check them out again. So thanks so much for joining me on the mat today. Have a fabulous rest of your week, everyone. Namaste.